Hello to everyone that's tuning in. I welcome you to the Albumphobia channel. I hope you guys having a very lovely Valentine's Day, and what better yet to review than The Astonishing by Prog metal group Dream Theater. Now, there's a lot to say about this album. First being the overall sound, and to me, if I had to describe it in one word, it will be cinematic. Because to me, it feels like, imagine you're going to a movie theater that has the soundtrack to this album. You'll probably be amazed by it. It's very strikingly powerful. It's very climactic. It's mind blowing to say the least. And I was kind of amazed by the instrumentation also. The band fuses perfectly to the orchestras and the somber guitars. It's very mind boggling to see how a band make a concept album that's all inspired by like science fiction and fantasy. It just feel like you're not. It's sort of to me feels like it also inspired by Opera House. In addition to the overall sound and instrumentation, lyrically speaking, or better yet, the themes of this album are very futuristic to say the least, as it tells in the science fiction fantasy story, and what better yet to describe it as a concept album, and it stands up to the name. And sometimes when I listen to the album, I always draw a comparison to the S of Sorrows by The Pretty Things, or better yet, The Who's Tommy or Quadrophenia, and mash those two together, and always thought of it as The Astonishing was the baby of those two albums, and it's kind of interesting to think about that, to say the least. Tracks this time around are fair, yet there are a few tracks that stand out to me, like The Gift of Music or The Road to a Revolution, for example. However, other tracks, mainly like the beginning or the end to the second act, I just felt bored. I was very my attention span just gave up. I was very bored on mine. I almost attempted to like just end the album, and that's not what I want to do on a personal note, but if it's really boring and loses my attention span easily, I can't. That's too much for me. Besides that, I was very well pleased by the album. Tracks again like The Gift of Music and The Road to a Revolution. Both are great powerhouse tracks, and it felt like standout, genuine Dream Theater. And soaring guitars, rhythmy bass, smashing drums, the vocalist harmonic vocals and crafted done. There's nothing really much to say about the instrumentation and lyrical content. It just says the name. It's astonishing. It stands out a concept album. However, I do have some issues about this CD. First being was that, as I said earlier, I lost my intentions during the first act and then later on to the second half, but later was redeemed by the great improvement in the tracks. And the reason why was that the symphonic part and element of the album destroys the prog sound, and it doesn't mash in perfectly. And I was like, whoa, that's new. And yeah, I do, and yeah, you kind of see it on newer albums or older albums, even that, that one genre dominates the other genre. And Dream Theater is very well known for their symphonic elements in their prog rock or progressive metal sound. And this was kind of just shocking and pretty disappointing to see that that one genre they're so well known for and comfortable with destroys the sound, just like wham, just like that. And it made me feel like I was listening to Beethoven. I was listening to Beethoven. That's it. And another reason was that it's long. The overall album is 2 hours and 5 minutes long. I mean, I almost couldn't. I can't even leave from that. Along with the ongoing battles with the prog and symphonic domination alike, I was very disappointed by this. This was kind of like, Dream Theater was supposed to be this band that's supposed to be perfect and even all things out. But no, it just like, wham! It just like, it didn't mesh in perfectly until like the later tracks made it better. and I was not pleased by this. And it